Good morning and welcome to Morning Mindset. All right, so my name is Justin Tarr. I'm a Proctor Gallagher consultant, mindset coach, and I help people develop their minds so that they can experience the results that they want in life. Morning Mindset is just my way of helping people get the day started off right. All right, and I just want to share a quick message with you to inspire you to look at your day in a different way. Okay, so let's just take a second. Think of one thing that you are grateful for. All right, now let's grab a blank piece of paper, all right? And we are going to write out our goal. Now, if you don't have a goal, just think of something that you truly want and write it out, all right? Just get in the habit of thinking of what it is you want in your life and throw a date on it just to give yourself a time restriction, okay? Just to get you up and moving towards that goal and start taking some inspired action. If you already got a goal, keep writing it out. All right. Stay in alignment with where you're going in your life. All right. So let's take a second here and write out our goal. All right. Now let's jump into today's video. Choose your friends wisely. All right. I think this is one of the most important things to keep in mind. And it's about a 5-minute video. So let's jump in here and we'll watch this. So take some notes. We'll go over some key points after, and then get on with our day. All right. All right. So we'll be back in just about 5 minutes.
Rollo May, the distinguished psychiatrist, wrote a wonderful book called Man's Search for Himself. And in this book, he says, the opposite of courage in our society is not cowardice. It is conformity. And there you have the trouble today. It's conformity, people acting like everyone else without knowing why, without knowing where they're going.
Most people have no idea where they're going. They really don't. And you don't have to be much of a genius to figure this out. Stand back and watch the way most people live. Watch the way they operate, the way they talk, the way they walk, the way they act, the way they dress. Everything about them is an indication that there's nothing but confusion in here. Carl Mendinger pointed out that environment is more important than heredity. You've got to really watch what you're doing, who you're mixing with. I am very selective about the people I spend a lot of time with. I don't think I'm better than anybody. In fact, I know I'm no better than anybody. I know we are all the same. We are all descendants from the same stock. I mean, we're really all the same. There's only one mind. But there's a lot of people that don't understand that they're the same as somebody that's doing very well. So they don't see themselves doing very well. I don't want to spend a lot of time with anybody that's not goal-oriented. I don't want to spend a lot of time with anybody that doesn't know exactly where they're going to go. I don't want to spend time with anyone that wants to play it safe, because I might catch what they've got. We're really extras in our own movie. We see the star, but we're not the star. You're the star of your movie. You are the Academy Award-winning star of your movie. What Shakespeare's saying, although life's a stage, it really is. Now, some people are acting like the play's over. And they're just going to sit there until the lights go right out. You can't see what has to happen. You've got to trust. You've got to act like the person you've got to become. Now, you've also got to know that some of the people close to you are saying, who are you trying to act as? What would you kidding yourself? Come on. Quit acting phony. People are laughing at you. Why are you doing that?
I experienced this. When my income took off, some people I thought were my friends quit talking to me. Of course, you're earning this money. What are you going to do with it? Well, I like spending it. My wife gets a bigger kick out of it than I do, but you buy a nice new car. They say, oh, you're a big shot now. And of course, you probably want to live in a nice new home. What was the matter with the old one? Not good enough for you? You've got to be prepared for this, and you've got to develop mental strength, because I'm going to tell you, at first it hurts. It bothers you. They try and pull you back to where they are. Now, if you're a negative person, in other words, you're choosing negative ideas, you're worrying, fear, and anxiety, you know the only thing you can attract? The people that are vibrating on that frequency. You're going to attract other negative people. Misery loves company. That's just isn't a cute saying. Birds of a feather flock together. And the heavy hitters, they're all attracted to each other. They go to the same clubs. They take the same kind of vacations. They drive the same kind of cars. They live in the same neighborhoods. Now, if you're not one, how do you become one? Mix with them. You choose your environment. That's exactly what I did. 27 years ago, I was sitting in a bar here in Toronto. That's where I used to spend most of my time and all my money that I could beg, borrow, and steal. I very rarely earned very much in those days. One day I picked up a glass and I looked at it and I looked around. I thought, they're all bums in here. They were. Then I thought, geez, I must be a bum too, because I'm always here. I'm one of them. They're one of me. You know what I said? I put the glass down. I said, I'm never coming back as long as I live. And I never have. I never have.
All right, so this video, this can be a sensitive subject to a lot of people. When it comes down to, our friends and our environment, it can be a definite sensitive subject. I don't believe that you necessarily have to go individually and say, I don't like that, that person's not on my level, that's not on that person's not on my level, and like just start cutting people off and act like you're better than anybody. It's just becoming aware of your surroundings, your environment, and understanding if you want to be at this higher level, right? If you want to go do things in your life, you cannot be around people who are not goal oriented or, doing anything. You know what I mean? It's not inspiring. It's not an environment that's going to be conducive to stepping out of your comfort zone and experiencing new things and making more money and, getting in better shape. If you're around people that just joke around about, being healthy and, basically, just have no interest in becoming a better version of themselves physically, then that's not a great environment to be in when that's your goal, right? It's not a great environment to be in, where everybody's just settling for a paycheck to a point where they just have no inspiration on getting up to another level or investing or doing these other things to increase that and create a better lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but I love the quote from Earl Nightingale at the beginning. The opposite of courage is not cowardice; it's conformity. When you start conforming to your environment and doing what the masses are doing and what we're basically taught to do, you know what I mean? I mean, it's nobody's fault that you fall into line and you're doing things that everybody else is doing, but it's up to you to identify that this is not the environment that you want to be in. This is not the environment that is, adding any type of motivation or inspiration in your life, right? So that's an incredibly important distinction to understand, that you just need to be aware of your surroundings to a point where you do not have to conform to the masses. You can make a decision today, now, that you are going to get out of this environment and start really focusing on where you are going in life. And, there's another quote by Carl Menninger: environment is more important than heredity, meaning who you're hanging out with, um, the the overarching message that those people and that environment is speaking is being programmed into you and in getting you to think that way as well. And just understand, if you move into a different environment, there's going to be different conversations, different environment as far as, like, whether it's the food or the news, or the thing that people are consuming. um it's just a different world. You get into people talking about health, wealth, family, doing big things, going on trips and stuff like that. Or you get people that are just complaining about their job, not happy with their relationships and their marriage. Their kids are driving them crazy. Like, that's a whole nother environment. Um, I've really adopted that idea of just trying the best I can to be around goal oriented people. And sometimes I'm just by myself, and that's perfectly fine because I can educate myself. I can spend time focusing on what my goals are, where I'm going, um, and then strategically pick the environments that interact with, right? I can go to meetup groups and people who are talking about health and wellness, or people who are talking about real estate, people who are talking about, I don't know, going hiking or something like that. You can get involved in those type of activities based on what you're interested in and what is going to move you towards a better life, right? You don't have to just, you know, fall in line or not really fall in line, but just settle for who's around you. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I went drastic and I moved to a whole nother state And it wasn't because of, any people. That was more because of the goal that I really was going after. And that's an easy way to just completely change your environment and then start over and then decide exactly what that environment you want to be involved in is like. So yeah, definitely. If you want to become the best version of yourself, if you want to get in better shape, create more money, start a business, whatever, you need to be around those type of people. So don't be mixing with people that are not goal oriented. Do not be mixing with people that are just playing it safe and just, tiptoeing through life just to one day make it to death safely. Like that's a sad way of doing it. Um, and the fact is that most people are truly extras in their own movie to a point where they take everybody else's opinion of the world, of what they should be doing, um, and live a life based on that, which is really not what we're meant to be here for. Um, like that is not the purpose of you being here. Your purpose is to really figure out your journey, figure out why you've been created, and what your talents are, and explore those to a point where you are truly living the journey that you were meant to live. And I truly believe that. And then he goes into the idea that some people are just sitting there, like, and I can visualize this. Some people are just sitting there at the movie theater and just waiting for the lights to go out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why that little statement there just gets me every time, because it's really like that, to a point where, you know, I love my grandparents so much, right? And I thank them. I'm grateful for them completely. But when you think about it, well, when I think about it, I mean, they were really just kind of waiting for the lights to go out. There was nothing really exciting going on. Seemed like it was the same thing over and over and over and over again, to a point where the lights just go out. And like for me, I'm thinking there's no way I'm going to be living my life like that. I want to be doing what I love until the day that I just go. You know what I mean? I'm not going to ever settle and conform to sitting around the house and doing nothing. There's no chance in hell that that is going to happen. And I'm realizing that there are a lot of other people out there that are like that. And that's who I want to mix with, is people who are like, listen, I found, if you haven't found your purpose or whatever, or your passion, um, that can be a lifelong journey, and just continue to go after that and just figure that whole thing out. But when you do, there's no reason to retire. The retirement thing is just a bunch of nonsense. That was created for basically the government, the whole situation, but I won't get into that. Um, but what the hell is the point of retirement? I mean, when you actually look at the stats and stuff like that, it's incredible how many people just end up dead, within months from retirement, because they've spent so much time doing this one thing, and then they stop, and then what? They don't know. They've never experienced anything else. You know what I mean? They have no plans, no goals. They've never been a goal-oriented person. They've never stepped out and tried new things. So it's something to think about. And that's another thing around environment, being around people that are experiencing new things, going on vacations, doing investments, trying to, get enough passive income to the point where they just do anything they want every day, you know? And, kidding yourself. And basically what this comes down to is when you choose to go after goals and live this different style of a life, because we're always looking for more. It doesn't matter if you hit, if you started making, if you're making $50,000 a year right now, and you ended up making $100,000 a year next year, you would find a way to to create an environment or a lifestyle that consumes that 100 grand a year. So you're going to want more. So now it's 150 or $200,000 that you think you need. And then when you get there, you're going to want more. And that's just how we are created. That's how we're programmed. We're programmed to always want more. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just our human nature, is to want more, more time with our family, more, um, more health, more wealth, um, more love from others. You know what I mean? Like, we always want more. But, when you just have to, what I've realized is becoming grateful for what you already have, and just understand when you decide that you want this goal, it's already it's happening. So, when you tap into that higher level, right? That higher frequency. This is what it's all about, is getting to that higher frequency of what you want in your life and sticking to that, and surrounding yourself with people that are on that same frequency, talking the same way, having goals, going after things in life. That is where you want to be. But unfortunately, there's a lot of people that, hang out with people down here, and they want to suck them down. They want to pull them back to where they are, thinking, oh, life's tough, and, just keep grinding it out for the 40 years, and, you'll be good. You get your pension and your annuity and all that stuff. And magically one day you're just going to be super happy. And that's how life is. Life is a grind until you hit this point of retirement. And it's the most ass backwards thing. And it upsets me quite a bit when people get into that mindset, and that's why I have to stay up here. I have to, like, because this nonsense down here brings me nothing but negative thoughts in my head. When I'm in a conversation, I'm entertaining these types of thoughts. It sucks the life out of me. Absolutely sucks the life out of me. And before I understood how this whole mindset thing worked, and how, thoughts turn into feelings, cause your actions, create your results, I was consuming this kind of stuff, and I was actually spending time thinking about, oh, maybe it is the way life is. And maybe, that person's just lucky, and this person's lucky, and, that person just, found the right wife, and that family's happy because of this and this. And then I just, entertaining these ideas, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Now I look back and I'm like, that was just a waste of time. And I don't get emotionally involved in that. I just say, you know what, hey, that was such a learning process, but now I get to be up here talking to these type of people. And then ideally my goal is to go to these people and bring them up here. That is my goal, is to, if I'm around people that are down here, I want to bring them up. And if they try to suck me down, then I'm out of there. You know what I mean? Like that I have no interest in doing that. But this idea of, I want to be up on this frequency at all times, whether I'm listening to a podcast, or I'm writing out my goals, and I'm planning, and I'm going to meetup groups and stuff like that. I'm staying up here, and I'm focusing on staying on that frequency. Again, if you catch yourself around people down here having conversations about, life's tough, and life's unfair, and me, trying to get, and like, that person owes me money, this person owes me money, that, the government's, this and that, and rich people suck, and all that shit. Like, that is just disgusting right here. Like, to a point where I just want to get them up here and just say, hey, listen, let's start getting some goals set, just so that simple shift of setting goals and understanding what you want in life will bring you up here. And then it's up to you to stay there and to choose that frequency rather than stay down here. That's really that simple. And when you get into this momentum of sticking up here, and being with people that are up in that frequency, that your life will change. Your life will really, really start to change. And just understand there will always be people that try to pull you back down. And that's unfortunate, because if they're trying to pull you back down, but you're trying to pull them up, and they're resisting that ascension to this higher frequency, then at that point you just got to restrict your time with them. You know what I mean? Like, um, there would be there would be no positive reason to stick around that type of person. You know what I mean? That would be the type of person that you see, a couple times a year at holidays or something like that, right? You don't have to be disrespect them at all, but just be aware that person, you will always try to pull them up every time you're in contact with them. But if they're not taking it in, and they always have an excuse for why staying down here is reality, then let them do their thing. But I think the overarching thought here around choose your friends wisely is just being extremely aware of your surroundings and who's around you at all times. You know what I mean? And especially those people that you see on a daily basis, um, whether it's coworkers, family members, whatever it is, be aware of where they're at. Are they down here thinking all this kind of negative, these negative thoughts, speaking these negative ideas down here, or are they up here? And can you bring them up here? That's why it's so important to get up to this frequency, is that you are then basically called to start bringing everybody up in your life up to the higher frequency. Like, I truly believe every one of us lives in our own world, right? Because the people in my world are different than the people in your world, right? But when you make that decision to better your life and go after a higher frequency, a higher state of life, like more health, more wealth, more happiness, more everything, like the positive side of life, it is going to be your responsibility to go back down and bring them up, right? When you identify that you're around these type of people, you have the ability to bring them up here just by conversation. Hey, what's your goal with this job? What's your outlook on, your marriage or whatever? You know what I mean? Are you guys planning out a trip? Are you guys going on date night? Do you want us to watch the kids for a couple hours tomorrow, and let you guys do your thing? Like, you have that ability to tap into somebody else and say, hey, life can be better. And I'd be here, I'd be willing to, help you out. At least start thinking about what you can do with your life, where you can be with your life. That is so important, to understand that there is an option. And I look back on my life, and I didn't realize that there was options. I didn't realize there was laws of the universe. I didn't realize that things happened in a certain way. You know what I mean? I just thought it was all chance, and it was just all like, my life sucks. And when you realize this, it's super powerful. So I'm gonna leave it at that for the key points before I go for too long here. All right, so let's do our exercise, and let's take a minute here. And let's just think of one win from yesterday, and then one thing you can do today to move closer to your goals. And just remember, nothing is going to change if you continue to do the same thing. Okay. All right. So, how can you use today's message to get closer to your goals? I think this is, um, I mean, pretty simple. I hope I don't over explain this, but I think it's just choosing to be a goal oriented person and never play it safe. Go after what you want in life, and then surround yourself with people that have that attitude towards life, and then become aware of your surroundings to a point where if you find somebody, again, living down here in victimhood, victim land, and pull them up to where you're at. You know what I mean? Start studying who you are, start studying your potential, your opportunities, your amazing gifts that you have. Start creating the life that you want to a point where you can start bringing people that are your loved ones, your friends up to that level. Because at that point, when you reach that place, it's your responsibility to go back and help others along the way. That's what I believe. So, I think today's message is just focusing on your goals and being around other goal oriented people. That will get you closer to your goal. All right. So that's going to be it for today. I hope you have the best day. What's today? Wednesday. And yeah, if you ever need anything, feel free to reach out. I love to bring you from here to there. That is my goal in every conversation, every relationship I have. So if that is you, if you're hanging out here and you're like, this is all nonsense, give me a shout. I want to get you up here. All right. DM me, whatever you got to do. Um, I'd love to help you out because it's a beautiful, beautiful thing when you just shift your perception at life and start seeing the beauty that is all around us and the capabilities that we all have. All right. So that's going to be it. I hope you have the best day. Take care.